Well, welcome everybody. Cleta Colson-Eyre here, Cleta the cheetah. And we are back from seminar. I know y'all missed us last week. All of you that were not able to go to seminar, maybe your seminar wasn't yet, and you were like, where is the Blessed Boss Babe call? So we were in the thick of it. And it's so crazy because the fourth seminar starts tomorrow. So it's just like, you keep seeing your friends on Facebook and everything and all of their celebrations. And Brad's like, well, what seminar is so-and-so in? I said, I don't know. I said, honestly, I cannot keep up with who's in what. I said, it always surprises me when I get to Ruby of who's in Ruby. I said, because I've never changed. But anyway, we had a really good time. And those of us, Connie and Maureen and Sayla and I are going to talk a little bit about just a little snippet of what we enjoyed from seminar. But before we do, just a couple of announcements. Number one is today, in case you are living under a rock, is the last day of July. Now, if you're watching this Monday morning on August the 1st, disregard. Okay, but everybody else, you do have till midnight to get your orders in, midnight Central Time. And the biggest thing is you want to get it in for the Be Golden contest that starts this month with a $600 order so you can win your bracelet and get the consistency for the year. Because if you miss July, you're out for the year as far as the 12-month consistency. So it may be that you hadn't had time to sell a ton. You may just want to invest this month and then make it up next month. So you have until midnight to make that decision. So anyway, you'll have time to get your orders in. So thanks for jumping on here real quick. And we're going to talk about coaching your hostess tonight a little bit. And so last week we talked about booking your parties, or 2 weeks ago, booking your parties. So if you missed that, go back to the 1st of July. We did goal setting and then we did booking. And today we're doing coaching. And, Mary Kay Ash used to go on the stage and she would say, if a party is worth booking, it's worth coaching. Because if you let me tell you what coaching, what is no coaching. Okay, that is when you book a hostess. So let's say I book Sayla to be my hostess. And she says she will do a party for me. And I do a little bit, maybe I set up the day and the time. And maybe I set it up for next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And then I don't do anything else until next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And I assume if it's on Facebook that she has got some people that will watch, right? Or if I go to her house and just show up next Thursday at 7 o'clock, which is maybe it's an in-person party, and I'm just assuming she'd invited people and they're all going to be there. I mean, the chances are like so low that A, anybody will even be on it. And B, that like if it's a in-person, that even the hostess would be home. Okay. So it is so important to coach your hostess and to follow up between the time you get that date, the time that actually she says yes to the time that the party holds. And it's just like any doctor's appointment. In fact, anything that has to do with appointments, y'all know you get reminders, and we come to expect reminders. And some doctor's offices will give you a little card that has your appointment, and then they will send you an email ahead of time, and then they will send you a text that takes you to their app that you have to confirm, and then they will call you on the day before and make you say, yes, I'm coming again. And then sometimes even that morning, you'll get another text and say, don't forget. I mean, it's like 6 different ways they're going to remind you to get there because their business is important to them, right? And they don't like no-shows just like anybody else. And they know the human nature is to forget, right? And that is just the way it is. And that's why, like as sales directors, we remind people about the Boss Babe call through Voxer, through Facebook Messenger, and through text. And we pray somebody looks at it. And even through email. So it's just kind of like that. So I want to show you I'm going to show you a little form that you can use that kind of makes it easy. And it was kind of like, we talked about the power booking last week. This form is actually on the cheetaharea.com as well. Okay, and my password is cheetah. Okay, and it's just cheetaharea.com. In fact, let me just go there. It's going to just so y'all can see exactly where to find it. So cheetaharea.com, you just go right here to my page, and then you're going to click on resources right here. And like I'm already logged in, so I'm not going to have to enter my password, but that's where the password will come up. It'll be cheetah. And then look right here where we looked last week under booking and coaching tools. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to scroll down. The first part is all about different ways to book. So many cute ideas to get bookings. So many, so many. So pick one, you guys, and do it. Okay, and then right about the middle, you'll see this. It says Coaching Your Hostess. And there are several different things that you can look at, okay? So I'm going to pause this for 1 second and show you something. I did just get my order in for the new products, and everybody else can order them next month. But there is a new, I wanted to show it to you, and it's all, you can also look at it digitally, but there is a new Hostess brochure that is on the section 2 that you can order. And they're like 10 for $3, I don't even know, 10 for $2 or something like that. They're not that much, but it says fun and free beauty party. Okay. And then it says host a party, earn Mary Kay products. Really cute. And then on the inside, it has 2 different Hostess. Well, it has one Hostess idea that's on here. And it says, hello, Hostess. Do you love skincare and beauty products? If so, you're the perfect hostess. Earn free Mary Kay favorites just by hosting a party. Your family and friends will enjoy a luxurious, pampering experience and may want to share it with others by hosting their own parties. When they do, you get Hostess rewards. And then it has all the spa products at the bottom, okay? And then up here, it tells how it works. And this is the tried and true, the one that Mary Kay came out with, I was going to say a million years ago, but almost 60 years ago. It's the one I was taught. This is the only one I ever did, and then later we come up with all these other cute things, which are cute. But if you're like, let me just keep it simple, you could do this. And basically what it is that 10% of the party sales goes to the hostess if there's no bookings. If one person books, she gets 15% of the sales. If 2 people book a party, she gets 20% of the sales. And it has a little chart that shows that if it's a $500 party and she has 2 bookings, she gets $100 of free product. Okay, so what did that cost you? Well, it did cost you $50, but you just had a $500 party. So get excited. And you got 2 bookings. So let's say those 2 bookings lead to 2 more $500 parties, right? So that's the booking contest. And then on the back, it just has a little cute thing, let's book a party. So you can use this. This is your Hostess brochure that's very professional. You can put your little place for your label right here. And you can put this in your Hostess packets. And you can also, it's not like they already have a booking, right? You could actually put this in your reorder bags for people that you would like to book. So I just wanted to show you this. So when you order your new products, you may want to look at section 2. And if you want to order some of these real pretty professional brochures that Mary Kay has printed, that will be an option for you. Okay. Okay. So back to this other. Okay, so under Coaching Your Hostess, there are several things. This is called the Power Coaching Plan, and that's the one I want to look at tonight. And you can pull it up and print it out. It's going to make it a lot easier for you, and it's going to be a lot more understandable. But basically, it talks about 3 steps to coaching: prepare, coach, and confirm. And it goes through and it has scripts and everything, okay? And they are calling it, instead of booking a party, they're saying book an experience. And it's all in the verbiage of 2022, right? And when I started selling Mary Kay, we did shows, beauty shows. Then people got real smart and we started calling them skincare classes. That's kind of what I still call them. Then, because we said we're not show girls, we're classy girls. And then later we're like, no, we're party girls. We're going to go back to doing a party. And so we went from a show to a class, and then girls just want to have fun, right? So they changed it, and like people don't want it to be boring. And when they say class, it sounds like they're having to go to a boring meeting. So they changed it to a party. And then it turned into an experience, a spa experience, a color experience, a pampering experience. So honestly, call it what you want, but when they talk about experience, that's what they're talking about. Okay. And so there are some simple scripts in here. There's some tracking, and all these graphics are by a company called Girl Boss Graphics. And they do such a beautiful job, such a beautiful job. So these are the little steps. And the idea, it says to help you, just like I was talking about how to remind people, the idea is to at least use 2 ways of communication when you talk to your hostesses. Okay. Text, Facebook, email, Voxer, phone call, in person. Like every single time you communicate, do it 2 different ways if possible. And do a combination if you can. And then you're going to get more results from it. Okay. So coaching steps. Number 1 is booking the hostess program. Booking and the hostess program. And so coaching starts at the time of booking. The main question is, what's in it for her to do it? Now, some people, like your mom, your sister, your best friend, she's just going to do it. She has no idea what she's going to get free. She's doing it because she loves you. But later in your Mary Kay life, they want something out of it. Not that everybody doesn't love you, but some of them don't even know you, right? So just like this says, there's a gazillion hostesses programs. The important one is pick one that you like, that you're excited about. You can do the Mary Kay Tried and True. Last 2 weeks ago, Sayla talked about doing the $100 free to party with me. There's a lot of different ones that you can choose, but just pick one that you like, one that you understand, and one that you can remember what you're doing. So if you're confused, they're going to be confused. Okay. And so explain clearly what you're going to do to help her experience be a success. Get the maximum hostess rewards for her so she can get the most. Like, so on this Tried and True one, how could she get the most free? Number 1 is by a lot of sales, and number 2 is by at least 2 bookings. So up front, you say, hey, you're going to want to see of the people that you see that you invite. Tell me who you think would be the people that would book. In fact, you could ask them in advance. Say, listen, I'm going to need you to book a party with her, because for me to get the most free, I got to have 2 bookings. And I'll say, it's easy for you to pressure your friends, that I'm not going to do the pressuring. And they'll do it, y'all. I've been at parties where they'll go, you can book one. They just look at their girlfriend, or they look at their sister, and they'll go, you can book one. I'll come to your party. And they're like, I can't do it at my house. They're like, well, you can go to my house. And so your hostess is your partner, and she will help you get the bookings. Okay. Then you want to set a time to get her guest list. And it's real important to help invite and confirm the guests of the party. All right. And, on this thing, we're talking about either way, in person or virtual. Honestly, you almost do it the same exact way. Okay. So get the guest list. It's critical that you get the guest list from your hostess. This one ensures you successfully book guests for the experience. If the experience doesn't hold, you will have a list of referrals you can contact. Isn't that nice? Like, because I've had that happen before, where they said, this is the guest list. And then somehow the hostess, got sick, had to cancel the party. And then she wouldn't rebook. But guess what? I already had all the guest names and phone numbers. So I still could I'd already reached out to them. So I could still reach out and say, hey, Susie Q, is sick, cannot do the party, but let's set up a time that you and I can get together. And I would just go forward with the names. One of the tips is to make sure her guest list includes at least 25 people, 18 or older, without a current consultant. This right here is important, because if I have a hostess here in Valdosta and she invites 10 people, and what in her mind, she says, hey, she uses Mary Kay, let me get her. I know she uses Mary Kay, let me get her. Because, like, let's say I'm doing some candle party, right? And I'll say, oh, so-and-so loves candles, let me get her. Well, that's the same mentality. So I like to tell them that if they already use Mary Kay and they already have a beauty consultant, that maybe don't invite them, because they already have someone that services them. Now, sometimes that's going to happen, and people are going to come to your party that already use Mary Kay. And then you simply say, you find out, when you do the introductions, hey, tell me what you know about Mary Kay. Is anybody never had a facial before? Never used Mary Kay. And then if someone goes, oh yeah, I love Mary Kay, I use Time Wise Repair. My foundation is beige 200. I'm like, she has a beauty consultant. I'm not, and I'll say, that is awesome. Who is your beauty consultant? Oh, Maureen Fraser. I'll say, oh, I love Maureen. She's awesome. So I'll tell you what, tonight, just try some new things you don't normally use. You can purchase tonight. It will help so-and-so with her party. But after this, you'll want to follow up with your own beauty consultant, because we really try to honor the golden rule of Mary Kay, and not try to take everybody, other people's customers. And when I say that to a Mary Kay customer, Last week, this happened 2 times. They go, oh, I know how y'all do. That's what they said. Because luckily, some Mary Kay customers do the right thing and they don't take other people's customers, right? So it's a good thing to mention that. So once you get those names, you guys, then you are going to set the time that you're going to get the guest list. So let's say I'm booking Sayla. Sayla's my hostess. And I say, Sayla, listen, I would like to get your guest list from you. And so I want to get it maybe within 48 hours. And so if it's Sunday night, say, hey, you think maybe that I can call you like Tuesday night and let's chat and let me get your guest list, people that you want to invite? And what about around, what time is good for you? Maybe around 8 o'clock. And then, about 36 hours, like maybe 8 hours before that, I may text her and say, hey, don't forget, I'm gonna call you at 8 o'clock to get your guest list. And so you're gonna just get that guest list, make sure there, at least 25 people on it. And if you have 25 people on it, normally you at least could get 5 people to actually come. Now I know you think that's not very good odds. That's only 20%, but that is just the way it is, you guys. And so if you think you're gonna have 25 people come when you invite 25, it's not reality. Unless they're all your cousins and your sisters. Now they may all come, but normally you have to invite a lot to get a few, right? And so you want to get that guest list, then you want to invite the guests. Now of course, she can invite the guests too, and you can coach her on ways to invite the guests, okay? Or you can just invite them as well. It's according to what it is. Let's say it's a Facebook party. On a Facebook party, you can't invite their guests because you're not friends with them. So sometimes if you message someone you're not a friend with, they're not going to see it, right? And you can't really even invite them to the party. So she's going to have to do the inviting. You could then go friend the people. And but you could also get texts, and you could get phone numbers from them and text them. That's what I'm thinking too. So either way, if you can get an email, most people don't do as much emailing, you guys, that I have found. It's more text, Facebook message, call. Okay. So you can even send them by mail if you want to. You can do little cute postcards as well. Mary Kay has really wonderful e-cards if you can get the emails, but most people just know their phone number. I would say even in my list of contacts, unless they're Mary Kay people, I don't have their email. Well, I mean, I do now with customers, but like on a normal day, if I wasn't a Mary Kay person, I would not have someone's email unless, I had some reason to send or something. So you're going to invite the guests, you're going to message them. We'll tell you a little bit about what to say on there. And then of course, what you're going to do is pre-profile the guests. That's why you want to kind of get the list of names. And that's just to help establish a relationship with them. It helps establish trust. It helps you ask them a couple of questions. They'll be more excited about coming. Like, what is your skin type? Things like that. Do you have any problems with anything that you really would like to know about your skin? And it's according to what kind of party. If they're doing a color party, what color are your eyes? That way, maybe you could use the look cards to do that. And it makes it a little more personal. And then if you're mailing samples, you definitely have to know what kind of skin they have, because you're going to mail them the little strip of samples, right? So you don't want to have to mail 2 samples to everybody just because you didn't take the time to find out if they had dry to normal combination of oily skin. Y'all with me so far? I know it's a lot of details, but you have to kind of figure this out. And then, of course, you're going to confirm and see who's actually going to be there. There is a little tracking sheet for you to put the hostess's contact. This is just a hostess sheet. So it'd be a lot of different hostesses on here. What kind of experience? It says experience info, experience type, it's spa, if it's color. Did you give her a hostess packet? Did you get the guest list? Did you get the guests invited? Did you pre-profile them? And did you confirm? All right. And then the next little sheet are some examples of scripts that it says need editing that you could text them. For example, might say, hi, hi. All right. Hi. Sayla is hosting a Mary Kay pampering. Let's just do a pampering experience, a pampering spa experience at 7 o'clock. Oh, on 7. Anyway, you fill this in the day, the time, Tuesday at 7 o'clock, at her house, and wanted me to invite you to join her. You'll be able to have a relaxing experience, learn DIY beauty tips, skin secrets to use at home. I have a few quick questions about your skin. Text me back within 24 hours. I'll prepare a customized beauty swag bag for you. What is a swag bag? It's just a little thing you put by her. If she's in person, you just put by her table, by her little mirror, and it's got some samples in it. So if you're doing skincare, the swag bag might be a little color card and a mascara, a travel mascara with your business card and a little bit of candy. It's just anything you want it to be. Okay. And then it has a little script for your guest list. This is your, Cleta, your beauty consultant, just a reminder to send me your guest list. This will be to your hostess. Then a Facebook post that you can remind on the hostess's wall, like on the group page. Need some free midweek pampering. Come enjoy us. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Text to the hostess after creating the Facebook event. A text to forward to the guests. All right. And then confirmations to the hostess. So these, I'm not going to sit and read every single one of these, but they're right there. You guys can look at them to give you an idea what to say. And there's also some really cute templates that you could use right here for a little, like for postcards or just to copy it, use Pick Collage or Publisher or something to do a little invitation as well. And then down here is a little thing of ordering, like when you're pre-profiling, this is the order number, to pre-profile those guests. And it just to remind them when it is. And then you ask these questions if she's coming. Do you have any sensitivities or problem areas? Now, what I would do is do these one by one. Like once she answers, ask her that. Then say, what kind of skin do you have? Dry to normal, combination, or oily? Let her answer that. Like it's a conversation. Now, you could pick up the phone and ask her and take care of this in about like 4 minutes, 1 minute. But whatever, right? If they don't answer the phone, you could always do it this way. Do you prefer natural, classic, dramatic look if you're doing like a beauty experience or color? What color are your eyes, right? I'm excited to meet you in person. If you want to bring a friend, you get a free eyeshadow. And then if she says no, don't want to come, you can say, that's okay. Sayla has 5 pampering packages reserved for those who can't make it. It's a $25 gift card. I can totally squeeze you in for a separate appointment in the next week or two. So you just try to book her, even if she says no. No means yes in Mary Kay. And then a confirmation. Then it has a place here for the guest names, guests, their contact, are they attending, problem areas or concerns, their makeup preference, eye color, and any kind of notes. And so it's just these are just a little packet you could do for every person to give you an idea. And I know that was a little bit tedious. It was tedious for me to even say it, but you get the idea. I looked up something that I had the other day and I thought this was really good on, that the 2 places to coach your hostess is coaching your hostess as soon as you book it, get the day, the time, the place, what kind of party, and get the guest list. And the second time to coach is actually when you coach for getting the order. Okay. And so getting the order after the party is just as important as getting them to the party. Because if you have a party and you do not follow up at all, and you think that everybody's going to message you and place their $200 order with you, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen with me, and it's not going to happen with you unless it's your mother or sister. Okay. You have to follow up with each and every one. Now, sometimes if you do a great job on a Facebook party, you will see some comments that says, I want to get so-and-so. Or I need that in my life right now, or some kind of tips like that. But for the most part, you want to go and you want to message or, Facebook message, if you're doing a Facebook party, or text, and do individual questions on every single one of them. And so my closing questions that I use, that I have my consultants use is this right here. Hang on, because I actually put them right here. These are the closing questions that I do. And I do it in person, or I do it otherwise. I say, hey, Maureen, thanks for joining us tonight. Did you have fun tonight? How does your face feel if they actually tried the product? Okay. Do you have any questions about tonight? If money were no object, which of the sets that we went over would you like to take home tonight? If money were no object. And then if she says, well, if money were no object, I'd take them all home. But, and I say, well, what does your budget allow you to take home? And I say take home because I've brought so much out. So what does your budget allow you to order tonight? However you want to do it. They say, great. Then after they order, say, is there anything else you want to add to that? And I usually try to pay attention during the party. Let's say they go, oh, I really need that concealer, but maybe they just bought the skincare set and say, hey, I know you mentioned that concealer. Do you want me to add that to it? Yes, I do. What about that eye makeup remover? Do you need some eye makeup remover? Okay, great. I'll add that. And I know you kind of were perking up about those satin lips. I'm just trying to remind you about everything. And they'll go, oh, yeah, I do want that satin lips. And I just keep going until she goes, no, I think that's it. I'm like, okay, awesome. And if there's something she really likes, says I can't get, I'll say, well, I'll put that on your wish list. Okay. Then you get their payment method, however they're going to pay you. And then number 8 is say, so tell me, Maureen, would you be interested in being one of my hostesses this month and to win some free products? if she says yes, set a date and you're going to the other coaching. Does that make sense? And if she, and then finally at the end, you say, thank you so much for attending tonight. I really appreciate it. And I think you might be good doing what I do. Have you ever thought about doing something extra, to earn some extra money? I'd love to share some more information with you. Okay. So it's just a lot of follow-up questions. So I just want you to know you have to take the time to do these things, but it is worth it because you will, number one, to get to know these people a little bit better. And number two, you're going to make more money. They're going to buy more products. You're going to get more bookings. You're going to have more successful, a more successful party because you'll kind of have an idea who's coming instead of do the party and think, I don't know who's coming. Nobody said it's coming at all. And then you're just on there just talking to yourself. I've done that. I've talked to myself and I had a good time, but anyway, at least you're at home, right? But it is better to, like, even if you're doing a Facebook party, to message them all and say, hey, are you going to be able to get on tonight at 8:00? Hey, I'm really looking forward for you to get on tonight. We're going to do a comment queen, and do some things to remind every single person that said they were going to be on there to go, because you may have a Facebook party in your group, like an initial party, you may have 400 people on there. But unless you know that at least 5 or 6 going to watch it, you still might not make any money and think Mary Kay don't work. But the truth is, no one watched your party. So just really think about what the things that you can do, that some of these tips to get that party coached, invite the guests, follow up with the guests, follow up with that hostess, help her partner with you. And one thing that you can do to her is text her and say, listen, during the party and all between now and the party, I'm going to be doing some posts on Facebook. We're partners. So if you can comment, like, and say something on every single post I do, you don't have to do much, but if you just do that, your guests will see it more than me just posting with no comments. And second is during the party, if she's not going to be on with you, which she probably won't be unless you do Zoom or something, but while you're doing the party, she is the one that's going to be on there commenting the whole entire time. And she is going to say, oh, hey, she's going to tag her friends. She might say, Melanie, tag Melanie's name and say, this is that mascara I was telling you about. You're going to have to coach the hostess to do that. Y'all with me? Okay. All right. That's enough on coaching the hostess. I think y'all got the picture. Anybody got any questions, put them in the chat. But you just want to coach it, big time, whether it's in person or whether it's on Facebook or Zoom or however you're doing your party. And Rhonda and I were talking about before the meeting, you got to pick a way. You can't not do in person and not do social media, because then you're doing nothing. And I don't even know why you're watching the Boss Babe call. So pick a way, online or in person, one or the other. There is someone, Jana Struck, a friend of mine, or y'all know Jana, she was telling me that there's this, some people are doing texting parties where they just get a group of people and they do text. They send all the little posts through text instead of to a Facebook group. So there you go. We'll have another way to do it pretty soon. But I wanted to, all those follow-up questions. Yes. In fact, I'll put them in the chat. Thank you for saying that, Kami. I'll put them in the chat right now. That way y'all can just copy and paste them that I just said. And these are the ones that I do after a Facebook party or even in person. That's what I do. So there you go. Thanks for asking. Okay, so I want to, this is great timing that we got. I want to show y'all one of my favorite parts of seminar, besides getting my prizes. I do like my prizes. I like this necklace. I used to wear gold almost every day, but now I'm having to wear silver every day for my triple star necklace. And this is my little bumblebee. Isn't it cute? That's my little bumblebee that I got. So, and don't y'all love these director suits? You'll see the directors here in a second. But on the very last day, this is about a 10-minute video, and I am actually going to play it for you. If you were there, you get to see it again. But if you were not there and maybe you didn't register for the virtual thing, I think you will really love this. And this is Brian Rogers' speech. Brian Rogers is Mary Kay's grandson, and he refers back to a seminar 21 years ago that his daddy, Richard Rogers, who's Mary Kay's son that helped start the company, spoke at. And of course, I was there. And it brought tears to his eyes, and it brought tears to my eyes. And I told Selah and Janet, and I might have told Linda this too. I thought, if I got up every day and watched this speech, I know I would recruit more people. So I want to share that with you tonight. And then we're going to hear from Selah and Connie and Maureen on little snippets of what their favorite part of seminar was. Okay, so sit back and relax and watch this awesome little snippet. I think it's 10 minutes of Ryan Rogers. Okay, here we go.
BK's grandson, Ryan Rogers. I can
Thank you. Well, after 3 long years, I can't tell you how happy I am to be together again with all of you at seminar. During Leadership Conference, I shared how over the last few years, I have reevaluated the meaningfulness and value that coming together holds. As a family-owned business, my family gathers every year for a reunion/business meeting. Of course, we call it family seminar. So I bet you're all sitting there wondering, what is it that we do at our annual family seminars? Well, we have a lot of fun sampling Mary Kay products, of course. I have to say the instant puffiness reducer was a big hit this year. Well, we had a great time, and we make memories that last a lifetime. Well, seminar is always a special event in the Mary Kay world. It is a time to celebrate accomplishments and reflect on special moments. It is also a time to expand our dreams and motivate each other to reach new heights. Well, all Mary Kay seminars are special, but in my 22 years so far with the company, some stand out above the rest. They stand out because they were pivotal moments in our company's history. And I believe this seminar will be one of those pivotal moments. You know, it's unprecedented in the history of this company to not have a year with an in-person seminar. And here we are for the first time together since 2019. And you know, our world has changed in ways we would have never been able to imagine since the last time we were here together. Time will tell when it's all said and done, and I look back on my Mary Kay career where Seminar 2022 will hold its place in my heart. But one that currently stands out among them all was 21 years ago at Seminar 2001. It was a pivotal moment in the history of this amazing company. I'd only been an employee for a little over a year, but that was my dad's first seminar since he had stepped away from the business in 1992. He spoke about his experiences working with his mother for 30 years of his life and the story of co-founding the company, taking the company public, and then taking it back private again. And he reflected on the importance of Mary Kay's dream in his life.
Mary Kay's dream is too important to be held by the public or owned by another company. After all, no other entity in the world would understand that mother's dream ministers to the welfare of humankind.
So although spoken 21 years ago, his message couldn't be more relevant today. The fact that we share a company with a higher purpose, a dedication to enriching the lives of women around the world, that we share a mission to make the world a better place for everyone. It's so relevant in the times we live in today. Well, he went on to explain how persistent Mary Kay was in her desire to have my dad present at the company.
During my absence, Mother never stopped trying to persuade me to return to the company and lead her dream. I would say to her, Mom, I spent 30 years running this company. Give me a break. But she never gave up. Even after she couldn't speak any longer, I would visit her and tell her how wonderful the company was doing, and she would point to me. I knew what she wanted. Well, Mom, you got your wish. I'm back.
Well, I can certainly appreciate his experience with my grandmother. After all, I was just 7 years old when her book, Mary Kay on People Management, was first published, and grandmother Mary Kay autographed a copy for me. I still have it and I treasure it, and her words ring so true. She said, learn all of this to use when you are president of Mary Kay. Well, of course, that was my dad's title at the time. I haven't really started putting the pressure on my 13-year-old daughter, Everly, just yet, but she is here today. Well, my dad went on to thank the national sales directors for carrying on Mary Kay's legacy while she had been away from the business herself after suffering her stroke in 1996.
In 1971, when we established the position of National Sales Director, it was a significant part of Mary Kay's grand plan. She wanted to make sure that we would forever perpetuate her vision. She knew that she was replicating herself. She knew the National shared her vision, and that someday, when she could not be here anymore, that they would carry the torch representing her principles and her beliefs.
Well, I share my dad's appreciation for our national sales directors. Thank you for carrying on her legacy. And thank you for passing it on to new generations of national sales directors again and again and again. And finally,
On my first day,
cool your jets, Dad. And finally, he reflected on his first day back in the office.
on my first day back to work, I drove down that 4-lane street that goes under the Mary Kay World Corporate Headquarters building. That street goes under and connects to the foundation of that building. It connects to the pillars that support that building. And I stopped and looked at the street sign. It's called Mary Kay Way. And that's the way it will be. Well,
For those of you who were there or have heard the story before, it was such a pivotal moment in this company's history. And I'm glad that I am here to share it with those of you who weren't. But there was another person that wasn't there. My grandmother, Mary Kay Ash herself. So after his speech, at the conclusion of the morning session, my dad and I got a video recording and we took it over to Mary Kay's house. I'll never forget what happened next. We went into the sitting area in the front of her bedroom and started the video. It began with the segment just before my dad's speech, where the international visitors from our Asia Pacific region got their chance to be recognized on stage. And while she could no longer speak, Mary Kay was still a great communicator. Although she loved my dad's speech, I almost can't describe the sheer joy that came across her face when she saw her dream for women had reached all the way to the other side of the world. And not in just some small way. Not in just some small way, but hundreds and hundreds of national sales directors, and beauty consultants on our seminar stage from different countries all across Asia. At that moment, she knew that her dream for women had been passed on. She held both our hands so tight, even though she didn't have a lot of strength. I could tell she took great comfort knowing that the two people she always wanted to work for her dream company were right where she wanted them to be. Well, of course, that would also be Mary Kay's last seminar. So over the years, many women approached Mary Kay, wanting to thank her for the Mary Kay opportunity and the impact that this company has had on their lives. And in those moments, Mary Kay would always respond with the same reply. She would say, just pass it on. So this seminar, where we celebrate the Mary Kay opportunity and the impact we can have on enriching women's lives, I ask you to do the same. Just pass it on. It's the Mary Kay way. Thank you. Have a great seminar. Safe trip home.
You guys could see how emotional he was. And you know, his dad is still living. I think we figured that he's about 78, 79, something like that. And I'm sure it just touched Ryan to see his dad 21. I was just thinking about if that was my dad 21 years ago, to see him, you know, my dad's 85 right now. It'd just be so awesome. And it would be so moving as well. And then to think about Mary Kay, that was her last seminar that she even got to see the recap of because she passed away. That, you know, seminar was in July, and then she passed away in November of that same year. So I just wanted y'all to see a little piece of that. I was going to get on here and talk about it, and I thought, no, I'm just going to show it. So that was one of my favorite parts of seminar, besides the sisterhood and the prizes and all getting together, and Brad and I doing the spouse class together. So fun. And so maybe I'll just play that audio one day for you guys. But anyway, I'm going to pass it over to Selah, and she is going to talk. I asked them to just pick something that they one of their classes or a speech or something that moved them, and they're going to share just Connie and then Maureen, and then Selah, Connie, and then Maureen, and then I'll close it out. Okay, so Selah, let me bring you up here with me. Okay, this is the awesome Selah Love. So Selah, and y'all just have to look at these cute new sales director jackets. We just love them, and there's so many different colors you can wear them with. And so we wanted to wear them today. We'll be wearing them for the Boss Babe calls. those Sunday nights from here until we get tired of them, which maybe be next July. Anyway, so thank you, Selah. I'll let you take it away.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, I wanted to share with you Donna Clark Driscoll, who has been in the company 30 plus years, taught on legacy. And she is a powerful speaker. She had some great words of wisdom. And really, it is kind of a to-do list for all of us to have successful businesses. She said, surrender to the process, pivot and plan. Don't do for others, but go before others. And in other words, don't, like, if you have team members, don't necessarily do everything for them, but go before them and do and let them walk beside you and learn. She talked about legacy, leadership, and reinventing yourself. She said, give yourself forgiveness. Y'all, we are so guilty at saying, being so hard on ourselves. And she said, forgive yourself and go on. Let go of the past and stop internalizing. You know how all that stuff we think about in our head about, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have a great enough car, or whatever it is we're telling ourselves. She said, let it go and just forgive yourself and focus on others. Because when you focus on others, you're not thinking about yourself. I'm not going to get off on that subject. Okay. I was going to go down the rabbit trail, but I'm just going to stick to what she said, or we'd be here another hour. Another thing she suggested is accept help. As women, we are very guilty of wanting to be in control, to do it our way. You know, we don't want to show that we are not strong and brave and courageous. But guess what? Strong, brave, and courageous women say, hey, I need some help, you know. And so not only accept help, but ask for help. Put in the work and love to work, and know that there will be situations that you have to bounce back from. And so just learn to be really, really good at bounce back ability. Laugh a lot. You know, that's one of my things. Laugh a lot and enjoy the journey. There is so much joy in the journey. Be okay with being you. You know, sometimes I want to be tall like Cleta. But what she is saying is be okay with being my 5-foot self, right? But anyway, be okay with being you. Don't sweat the small stuff. And guess what? It's all small stuff. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. And she said that no one is going to knock on your door. So if you're sitting at home waiting for your Mary Kay customers or somebody to just knock on your door and say, hey, I want to buy some Mary Kay from you. Guess what, girls? It is not going to happen. We've got to get out the door and go to work. Let's see, what else? Never be jealous. Never be jealous of what someone else has, because God is giving you your portion and your blessings and your grace and favor, right? Purge all the negativity, purge all the old stuff, and persist. Listen more and talk less. Yay! You know, listen more and talk less. Grow confident by doing, and uphold Mary Kay's legacy of the golden rule, doing unto others as we would have do unto us, and the philosophies of the company: God first, family second, career third. And she ended, and I'll just share this with you. She ended with the Silver Wings poem that says, I have a premonition that soars on silver wings. It is a dream of your accomplishment of many wondrous things. I do not know beneath which sky or where you'll challenge fate. I only know it will be high. I only know it will be great. That was Mary Kay's favorite poem. And that's what I have to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Selah. That was really, really good. That poem, Mary Kay used to do at the end of seminar, and she would do it and they did it in a song. It was really good. I love that. So thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to pop on over here to Miss Connie and take it away, sister.
All right. I think I'm unmuted. Can you
Yep.
hear me?
I sure
Okay.
can.
Great. So it was a very recurring theme through seminar to pass it on. Just about every single speaker talked about passing it on. And like Cleta, my goal is that we, and so I think it was just like, I was taking it all in, definitely. And so one of the speakers that we had was one of the directors. She talked about director luncheon. Her name is Dr. Camille Hamilton. So she said, take a deep breath. So I want everybody to go like this and go, and breathe in confidence. And then exhale doubt. And I loved that because I'm like, if we do that every day, we breathe in confidence and exhale doubt, that's going to, just start us off, with the confidence to go out there and look for our next team members. So, a couple of people, some of the things they said, one of them was from Elizabeth Tupin. She said, make a choice to have a life that is more beautiful than your wildest dreams. And I think that that Maureen's going to talk about dreams. So remember that, make a life that's more beautiful than your wildest dreams and step into your purpose. Stop saying you're too busy. I like this because you are in control of your own calendar. It's just that you're not willing to prioritize your business. So I was like, oh yeah, that's really true. Many of us are really, really, really busy, but we got to stop saying we're too busy because we're choosing to do what we're doing if we're not working our business. Stacey James said, an opportunity is an option to change your life. And I love that because she said, doing your business half-heartedly is going to leave you unfulfilled. And I know that many of us have heard, be 100% in, but Linda Tupin also says, if you're only 99% in, you're not 100% in. And so you want to be 100% in if you really want an opportunity to change your life. So there is no worth in doing something half-heartedly, Stacey James says. So when you decide to do it full out, doors that were previously closed to you will start to open as you're out there really working the business. And it's so true. We've talked about like the airplane getting off the ground and how much work it takes to get up into the air. And then once you're up in the air, right, it just kind of coasts along because those doors open up for you when you're out there working. And so just even the hostess plan that Cleta talked about tonight, when you are booking from your parties, you don't have to go out and look for leads, right? Because you've already got all those leads. So I really like that. And just asking everybody, they kept saying, pass it on. And you just need to make a decision to not tolerate less than what God has in mind for you. And I love that. So go out there, girls. You can do it.
Thank
Breathe
you.
in confidence.
Yes, and breathe out, delete. I love it. Thank you so much. That's so good. Thank you, Connie. I love that about don't say you're busy. That just says you're saying that other people have control of your schedule.
That's right.
And so everyone does really exactly what they want to do. And so I like that. Okay, Maureen, let's put you up here, sister, and you can close this. Oh.
Oh my gosh, seminar was so good. It was so good. And I'm going to share a little bit with you. We had Dr. Lorinda King, and she talked all about dreaming. So I want to make it very clear that these are her words. And I tried to just, I went back and looked at the whole thing again for the second time today. And this dreaming big and passing it on dreaming big, I mean, we have to really consider this. And I'm moving my computer, sorry. She opened it up by giving all the glory to God, giving honor to her husband, giving recognition to her sales development team in Dallas. She's all about gratitude. I just love this woman. So she got into the dreaming part. She talked about not allowing the condition of the world to stop you from dreaming. We are in the world, not of it. She talked about always dream no matter what the condition of the world is, and don't let it affect you. She talked about a dream that she had when she was a child, and then the same kind of vision that she had in her 20s, and then later on. And she asked the question, what has God shown you? What has God shown you, the dream that he has for your life, the plan that he has for your life? She talked about, is God's dream deferred? Have you deferred that dream? Or like, am I being disobedient to that dream? And that kind of spoke to me. And then because he does have a plan for our life, right? She talked about, don't change the dream. She said, Nelson Mandela says, it always seems impossible until it's done. Push the dream through to reality until it comes to pass. Dreaming big is connected to so many promises. The promises of dreamers are connected to nations of people. She talked about the dreams come from God, that dreams are visions of God's plan lived out, that dreams are God's way of showing us the expectations of what plans he has for us. She saw herself talking to thousands of people in her dream when she was a child, and then in her 20s, and then later on. Dreams should not be deferred. Are you being disobedient? She asked the question to the whole room. Be divinely inspired to hold on to your dreams. And she talked about, we watched Lorinda explain how her being obedient in her dream, right then when she was speaking, she talked about, if I'm being obedient to my dream, there's quite possibly somebody in the arena right now who is here at the same time, and people who will listen to it later on, that God's putting all of that together, and somebody will catch the fire as we hear this teaching and explode on the stage of life. She's just so powerful when she speaks, right? So she says, who is that person? She says, fear did try to stop them, her and her unit. Lorinda talks about the fear as a nightmare. Like, she talked about fear as an actual nightmare. So she's talking about dreams, and then she started talking about nightmares. So like a really bad nightmare, like you can't wake up from it. All you want is for somebody to shake you and say, wake up. She said, the world is like in a nightmare right now. 9.5% inflation and all the rest of the stuff, the gasoline prices and all the stuff. You know, people, we ask them to join our team, they say no. We ask them to buy some product, they say no. She's like a nightmare that we're gripped in it sometimes, and we forget about the dream that God's placed in our heart, and we can't wake up from this nightmare. And she kept hearing, I can't. And this is like 2 months before. She said they weren't even on target for the million all year long, and 2 months left, they had 800,000 in, so they weren't close. Her unit went to work. She talked about Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when desire is fulfilled, it's a tree of life. To not dream is horrible. Is your dream deferred? Living in the nightmare of fear? You must have faith and hope. She said, are you willing to dream big this year? Are you willing to stay afraid and focused? Like, you can't do it. I can't do it. What creates a nightmare? She talked about weighted with fear, fear of success, fear of failure. I'm just going to stay in this red jacket. I can't build to 100 in my unit. I'm just going to be a senior consultant. She says, you're deferring the dream, and just stop it. Faith, we must have it. And then she talked about, she said, let me be your physical alarm clock today to remind you to let go of your fear. So then what was happening is she asked permission if she could do a little forward and backward. Wait, am I getting outside this thing? Booking some level. Put it all on the line. Do all that you can do, one step at a time. Mary Kay Ash always told us to dream big. She said, are you a dreamer or are you a dream killer? Dream killers are filled with fear. They're afraid to fail. They throw the towel in too soon. Dreamers, they develop through grit. They maintain activity that is centered around the dream. They connect the dream with God's plan for their life. They push even when they don't see it or think it's possible. So then she said, is your sister gripped with a nightmare? And then she started talking, she started reading off those things, maintain the activity centered around the dream. And then she had each area, she'd point to them, and then she had us all screaming, wake up. So each time that she would say one of these bullet points, push even when you don't see it or think it's possible, and she point, and we all scream, wake up. And then she talked about, is your sister gripped with fear? Be the reminder to her to let go of fear. And then she pointed, we're screaming, wake up. And then tell her to, and then we screamed, wake up. So she says we have to hold each other accountable in the face of everything going on in the world. We are officially woke. And it was kind of funny there. This year will be our best year. She's everybody be awake and let's get it done. It was incredible to hear her speak that whole thing about dreaming, nightmare, and wake up.
Thank you. Let me ask you a question. Is that on her, was that her top 3 speech on the last day?
Yes.
Okay. Some of you that, if you paid for seminar, you also can go back and watch seminar again. And you can also watch some of the other seminars. So that's what I want to go back, and I want to watch the top 3 speeches of each director on all the seminars and the top 3 nationals, because those were the best. And so we will be sharing some more. We could talk for another hour because we're so excited, but we're going to hold back and share some more next week. So, and I just wanted to shout out to the consultants who went in person and to the ones that registered and watched it online. And so, but I know Linda went in person. She and I just were shoulder to shoulder the whole entire time, Linda Ruth and I. And so we had a great time. And so everybody else, you know what? There's other opportunities. And some of the things that are coming up would be we have a fall advance or a January jumpstart career conference. Don't miss a thing this year. Don't miss a thing, because when you do it together, you're going to grow. You're going to grow more. You're going to grow more. So, Misha's heading to Dallas tomorrow. That's awesome. I know the next one starts tomorrow. So you guys will have a great time. We will see y'all next week. The new products. I may go ahead and do a little blurb on the new products. It's just according to what all I got to get done tomorrow, but I may do it tomorrow and just go ahead and post it on YouTube and put it in our Voxer group. But, anyway, y'all will be able to order the new products on August the 10th if you did the preferred customer program or if you were a star. Otherwise, it's the middle of the month. So there's some cute stuff coming out. So this month, go ahead and get everything else you need, your skincare, your eye makeup remover, all that good stuff. Get on there and see what you need, what you're low on. And then in August, you can get all the new stuff. All right. Okay, y'all, thank you. Thank you, Maurice, Sayla, Connie. Thank y'all all so much for sharing tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed a little blip of our seminar and have learned a little bit more about coaching your hostess. And remember, you can go and print off that sheet. Okay.